It's week 3 of our garden tours. Today is just a beautiful day and a hot day to be out in the garden. We're starting to see some life popping up all across the garden, and I can't wait to get to show you guys that today. So we'll kind of go through and see what is starting to grow, and just do a few little garden chores, and we have a few things that can be harvested. Our marigolds are popping off their first blooms, and our cosmos seeds are starting to get some of their first true leaves. So I'll kind of show you what that means. So when our seedling pops up, these are the first few leaves to show up when it sprouts, and then the second leaves that show up are considered its true leaves. So this is what the majority of its leaves will actually look like. Our peppers are doing about the same. We have a ton of chili peppers. They have a little bit longer before they'll be ready to be harvested. Our candy cane pepper, which is a sweet one, is starting to put off some blooms, but nothing fruit-wise first. And I just love the leaves on this pepper because it is, like you can see kind of right there, I think the term of this is variegated, because the peppers, as you can see, are actually going to be striped. So they'll start off as a green stripe, and when they're ready to be harvested, they will be this beautiful striped pepper. So the leaves actually show up like that similar pigment to it. And then our Anaheim peppers are doing really well. And that one that I said last week would be ready this week is because this is about a 6-inch pepper. Our sugar snap peas are definitely growing. They're laying down. They just maybe aren't doing that well, and it's probably because it's starting to get really hot. Really, these should have been planted a little bit earlier. But you know, if it works out, great. If it doesn't, you know, I'll know what to do next time better. But some of them may produce well. Our second row is just still not doing very good. So we may just let it see how it works. And then if it doesn't grow well, I'll start planting some of the cool weather crops right here instead, which will work out good. And we'll still use this space and make it useful. Our tomatoes that we added fertilizer to that get hit by the frost are still doing really well on the side. They're all putting off flowers now and starting to show signs of wanting to produce some fruit, and so that's really great. I'll show you one sign of plants under stress right here. When their leaves are wanting to curl, that just means the plant is under a little bit of stress, and it is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is probably due to just a little bit of a lack of water and heat from the day, and that's okay if your plant's under stress for a little bit, because it'll get watered by the storm here shortly that's coming. So don't freak out if it's like that. You definitely just don't want to leave them like this for too long. These sunflowers are making my heart melt. They are so beautiful. I'm so excited I planted these, because at first gardening was like, I want to plant stuff that is useful and I'm gonna eat, but I was drawn to more this summer by planting stuff that also brought beauty to the garden. and it just has like opened up a different side of my heart to gardening, and I love it. Like, let me show you these. You can see that this one is actually starting to put off its sunflower head, and soon it will be opening up. Okay, I'm kind of bouncing around, but that purple potted pole bean is ready, and just look at how beautiful this deep purple is. Okay. I'm glistening with sweat. We don't spray anything on our garden. This is trellised. There's no dirt on this. So we're gonna do a taste test in the garden of my first Baker Creek purple potted pole bean. See how it is. It's really good, guys. It's really, there's plenty of water in it, so it's juicy, a little sweet, a little earthy. It just tastes like the perfect snap bean to have on the side steamed, and it's gonna be such a beautiful addition to where even if you wanted to put it raw on a salad, it would be so good. But I would definitely eat them straight, just like this. And I'm gonna have to go share this with Nick before I eat the whole thing, because he'll be upset that I got to try the first one without him. But delicious. I will for sure continue growing these. As you saw earlier, we went through and helped these cucumbers work their way back up. This is our first cucumber here for these, and they're starting to put off a lot of blossoms, and it's just looking really healthy and climbing up very tall. So we'll have some cucumbers here in the next few weeks for sure. Guys, this side of the garden just makes me laugh because it is just so full and luscious, and I feel like every time I come over here it has just doubled more and more in size, and it's looking phenomenal. So we'll for sure be able to harvest some more of our greens, and definitely some more of our basil. This is insane how humongous this basil plant is, and then our other one over here is finally catching up with it. So I will actually be drying a lot of this basil that we're cutting off. This is Baker Creek's lettuce leaf basils. So as you can see, like, I'll show you, this one is ginormous. The leaves are really, really large on them. And this isn't your normal basil leaf size. So with these, I've heard a lot of people love to actually use them as wraps, which I think sounds so good. I would love to put like mozzarella cheese with some tomatoes in this and just roll it up basically for like a caprese. But I'll use some of these for that, like as fun little snacks. My goal this year is to save almost all of my herbs that I like to use from my own garden and dry them out to use throughout the year instead of buying them at the store. This way I know I have quality herbs. I know how I took care of them by not using any pesticides on them or anything like that. So this will really help us in the long run to make sure that we have everything that we need and are also benefiting from growing all of this in the garden. Our tomatoes are growing really well. We have a whole beautiful row of them right here. have the first little okras. They'll start growing on up. We have our first few big tomatoes all back there. So these will take a while to get to their full color before they're ready to be harvested. We just had a out of the blue storm. I thought it was gonna come later, and it just is that time of the year where they just pop up out of nowhere, and it's like unleashing all of a sudden. So we all just hung out on the front porch for a little bit, but it just ended, so I'm running out here really quick to try to hopefully get this finished up before another storm comes. But I love looking at the garden like post-storm. It's just so beautiful. Okay, so we've not talked about our squashes a whole lot. We have the little yellow squashes here and zucchinis over here. Not really sure what is going on with our zucchini leaves. If anybody knows what this is, just let me know. I don't know if this is natural, but as you can see with some of the newer ones, they're not really popping up. It's not showing the same. But our bigger ones are just doing this weird silvery iridescent on it. We do have some zucchinis. Look at those pretty ones. This one is actually probably just about ready to be harvested. This one has maybe another day or two. If you didn't know, zucchinis grow so fast. So that will actually be ready very soon. So I don't know if you guys can tell this, but our sweet potatoes have doubled in size. I mean, they are massive. Now, they take about 60 days to fully grow. And once they do that, I actually need to research how to know when these are ready to be harvested, because I know with normal potatoes, the leaves will die back. But with these, sweet potatoes are obviously a little bit different. So I'm not sure if they do the exact same thing. So I need to do some research, figure that out. But once they're ready, we'll just pull up the entire plant, and the sweet potatoes should be basically right under it at the base, and some will have maybe branched out just a little bit. Our zinnia seeds are really starting to take off, and I don't know if you guys understand how excited I am for these to start showing up and blooming. Okay guys, I think that's it for our garden tour today. A little out of the place, a little all over the place today just because of the storm and all of that, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. So that's just how gardening goes. It's never as you planned, and you have to work and change with what's going on around you and enjoy the process.